Hello and welcome to the second video in this series on learning front-end web development. Before we start diving into code, I realized that we must understand the tools that we'll be using throughout the course. So I want to begin by answering the question that you are perhaps already wondering: what tools are we going to be using to start coding our website? Well, honestly, this question can have a ton of answers, but for a beginner, I'm going to go ahead and say that the only tools that you need is a browser and the text editor. Those are the only two tools that we'll be using throughout the course. However, the text editors that we have nowadays do allow for plugins. What that means is just that you are allowed to use another app inside that app to make it do something that in itself cannot do. And since I'm already under the assumption that you already know what a browser is, I'm not going to spend time explaining what that is. I'm sure that you've used it plenty of times by now and you're quite familiar with what it is. But I'm going to be focusing on explaining what is a text editor. A text editor is, as ridiculous as it sounds, is nothing else than software that allows you to edit text. Perhaps the one that you're most familiar with is TextEdit if you have a Mac, or Notepad if you have a Windows. These are text editors, very basic and low-level text editors, but at the end of the day, text editors that come with your machine at the time of purchase. And the crazy thing is that you could actually use these two tools to code a complete web application if you wanted to. Now, would that be the most efficient and the easiest way to do it? Absolutely not. I do not recommend it unless you're trying to challenge yourself. But just know that these are also text editors and that the core functionality of these text editors and the text editor that we'll be using in this course, it's still the same. All they do is allow you to write a file that the computer can then translate to computer language and read it and paint it on the screen. What we need to understand is that all websites, regardless of where you build it, how you build it, all websites in general run on files. That is what it comes down to. So since all we need to create an application is basically files with code, yes, of course you can go ahead and use TextEdit or Notepad if you want to create your own web app. The advantage though of using the modern text editors is that, as I said, they offer not only a lot of plugins, but they also have a lot of very neat functionality which we'll be exploring in this course. One of the greatest one is syntax highlight and color coding, which means that if you type something wrong in a specific language that you're writing, the text editor will automatically detect that you are typing the wrong word. And since every language has keywords that have been reserved to that language, it also knows how to color code them. So you will notice that some of the keywords of that language will be in one color and the other ones in another color. They are usually color coded by level. And that's all there is to a text editor. Now, there is a lot of professional text editors nowadays that allow us to create very pretty code. But at the end of the day, they all do the same. The one that we'll be using in particular for this course, it's called VSCode. It's by Microsoft and it's free. In the next video, we will learn how to download VSCode to your Mac or to your Windows device. Now, before I let you go, I want to jump into my screen right now. Well, not literally, but I want to take you to my screen and kind of give you an overview of what I said, showing you raw files and the difference between a normal text editor or a basic text editor as the one that you have in your machine at the time of purchase and a professional one as VSCode. So let's jump, or rather, let's go to my screen and I'll show you what I mean.
Okay, so here we are in our VSCode. This panel on the right side is where we're going to be typing our code, and I have my files here on the left one. But this is the panel where we're going to be typing. So as you can see, I have here a folder and a file that I've already created just for demo purposes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and type a section of code here. This, as you can see, it's color coded, and as I explained in the video, it also has syntax highlight. So the thing that I'm gonna do here really quick is I'm gonna type a title, and for now, don't worry if you don't understand the syntax that I'm using or the code that I'm writing, but I'm gonna go ahead and type hello people. Now that I have it, I'm gonna click Control Save to save it, and I'm gonna refresh my page here, and as you can see, we have hello people on our browser. And this is how you write code, how you use it using a professional text editor. Now, I want to prove you though, as I said, that you can actually achieve this very same result simply using your Notepad on your computer, on your Windows device. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this block of code and I'm gonna bring it here to the Notepad. I'm gonna save this file. I'm gonna give it an index.html. Remember that it has to have the .html extension, otherwise the browser will not be able to read it. So make sure that you save it. Save all files need to be saved as .html. Okay, so I just opened it and I realized that you can't tell the difference because the files say the same thing. So I'm going to add an extension here, or I'm going to add some more text here. I'm going to save it. I'm going to refresh my browser now that I've saved it. And you can see here, boom, on the screen, hello people from Notepad. So you can see that all the massive difference between my Notepad and my VS Code, although they both achieve the same end, you can tell the tremendous difference in the syntax. It would be such a pain to keep working on just a blank file with black characters and try to code an app just like that when I can use something like this in the background on my VS Code and use it. So this was it for this video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe, give it a share, a like. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.